Wow, that's fantastic. Beverly, how are you?
I'm fine, Denise. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know you all are busy as I don't know what over there, and I can only appreciate the fact that you've taken a couple minutes just to talk to us about the reopening of the museum, and I think you even may have some new exhibits as it relates to the times we're going through right now. So I'm going to throw it back at you and let you tell us what we can look forward to.
Well, Denise, we've spent several months now thinking about nothing but reopening the museum and making sure that it was safe for everyone involved, for our visitors as well as our staff. And so when people come to the museum, some spaces will not be available because they're just too tight to get a 6 foot distance. But people will be able to come and enjoy the museum once more, but many fewer people, maintaining masks, social distancing, and really being able to enjoy and take time with the exhibitions.
I understand that you all have even, I saw it on television this morning, but you all have even installed some technology to make sure that there are not too many people gathered around certain locations within the museum.
Yes, we're trying to help people not do what we naturally do. You know, when you come here, especially, you want to be together with other like minded folks who are here to be educated, and you get the sense of community. And what we found is that people just begin to cluster together. You know, it's that natural herd mentality that you want to be next to other people. One of the things that I love so much about this museum in opening it was seeing people talking to each other, and I think they'd come together and they had never met each other before. They were experiencing the museum together. So you look to other people, you hear what they're saying. So we've had to do everything we can to make sure that the engineering is right, the spacing is right, and that we're able to have people come in and be safe.
One of the favorite spots of many people that visit the museum is the restaurant. I mean, sometimes they take a quick run through so that they get some of that fantastic food. But I assume that your restaurant, will it be open or closed?
At this point in time, the cafe is closed.
Oh,
I know. I'm here right now and thinking I haven't had lunch and it's not downstairs. But we're making certain we're piloting this. We want to make sure we can get people into the museum. And when we ramp up to basically 1,100 people a day, the cafe will have service again. But everything we're doing is trying to make sure that people are safe. And we know that indoor dining, you need a lot of space for that. So we're still planning and working hard to make that work out. But we're slowly going to ramp up the numbers over the days to make sure that we can manage people and keep them distant enough from one another that they do everything that's necessary to enjoy the experience, but to stay well.
since the museum closed, the cities and our cities all across the country have experienced things that we just never thought. A pandemic, and of course, the ongoing killing of Black men and women across the country. Has any of that Is that any of that going to show up in the museum in any way? Have you all been able to curate any new exhibitions since you closed?
It will show up in the museum one day. Right now, we're in the process of collecting. That's the really wonderful and magical thing about museums and the Smithsonian. We endeavor to collect what's going on now so that in the future, in the not too distant future, to 100 years from now, people will be able to tell the story of what has been happening in this country over these last 6 months, including, of course, the social protests that have occurred against police brutality.
How smart it was, we thought, when we heard that you all were going to collect those signs around L'Enfant Plaza. with the protest signs, you know, that they had out there on the fences, and that those would not be destroyed, but some of them would be end up being housed and exhibited at the museum. And I'm sure you've collected, what, hundreds?
I am not a part of the curatorial team, but we have a rapid response group of scholars who do this kind of collecting all the time. This is one way that we will be collecting, but we'll likely be collecting directly from people as well to be able to fill out and tell this story more completely. So I don't know the numbers of objects that we've collected, but we also will be collecting people's stories online this month as well. So we're trying to make certain that we do as we should, which is to tell the unvarnished truth, to have the objects and the stories that help us really help America and the world understand and be better from learning about African American history and culture.
Well, I know you have a busy day or a few days or busy days ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going to end our conversation with a pitch for the museum. And that is, one, I think you have fully stated why we need a National Museum of African American History and Culture, and why we need to support and donate and give to the museum so that it continue. I mean, you not only tell the story of the past, but the past could be yesterday. And so, you know, you all are so focused on making sure that our stories live and stay alive and can be taught through exhibitions. And it doesn't happen for free. So I'm hoping that those who are watching not only will go there and visit, this is for you, Beverly, but go there and visit and write a check. You know, I just think it's important for us to do that. So I'll let you close out with whatever ending words you wanted to add before you run off and invite your guests back.
Well, thank you. I do want to say this. We are extraordinarily grateful for the generosity of our members and donors, and of course, need that to keep coming and hope that people can give to the best of their ability. We also want you to know that we'll be maintaining these safety protocols. Come to the museum with a mask. You'll be staying socially distant, and don't come if you're ill. If you are ill or just not feeling well, and you can't come the day that you have a pass, call us, be in touch with us, and we will get you a pass for a day when you're feeling better. Stay home and be well. And in the meantime, also make sure you go online and use our digital resources. We have a number of things online and programs coming up, and things for children and educators and caregivers. So please think about using those resources as well as coming to the museum.
All right, Beverly Morgan Welch of the National Museum of African American History and Culture. Thank you so much for this time, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Denise.
All righty.